welcome back to my channel. My name's Emily and I am a knitter, crocheter and very occasional sewer. Today's episode is my weekly podcast, so I'll be covering all of the crafty goodness that I've been up to in the last week or so. Before we get stuck in though, how are you all today? I hope that you're all doing well and that you're having a fantastic day, and I have some really lovely plans for this weekend. I myself don't really have many plans this weekend yet. So, I don't know, sky's the limit really for me, but as most of you will know, today is Wednesday as I'm filming this. It's my flexi day. I have been very, very busy this morning though. I had a lot of work that I picked up earlier in the week, so today was more of a work day than anything else. But here we are, and I have a lot to show you. So, we are going to jump straight in so that I'm not keeping you here for too long. We're going to start with updates, and there is only one, well, there's a couple probably. There's definitely one update that I know pretty much is going to be happening. So this Sunday, so Sunday the 8th of February at 10 o'clock UK time, it's 10 a.m. UK time, you should be able to access my month-end wrap-up video for January. Now, if you've been here a little while, you'll know that I've not done one since, I think the last one I did was July. But considering how last year went, especially the latter half of the year, you will know that it wasn't an easy time for me. So the whole channel schedule went awry and there were no month-end wrap-ups. So we're starting again. And as I say, we're kicking it off with January's month-end wrap-up. So hopefully, haven't filmed it yet, but hopefully it will be filmed and it will be with you Sunday the 8th of February at 10 a.m. UK time. The other update is that I have been really loving filming and just putting together the stash busting series that I have started. I just can't stop. It's so much fun just organising my stash and using it. I have found it so good to do, and as I say, I just can't stop myself at the minute. So there may be another one on the horizon, episode 3 that will be. And also I have had queries about behind the seams. So behind the seams, I have not filmed one for quite some time, similar to my month-end wrap-ups. So yes, there will be another, and I am hoping to film that fairly soon and get another episode of that up to you as well, because I have a lot of tasks that I need to tackle. So for those of you who are new here, I do a series on the channel called Behind the Seams, and essentially what I do is I take you with me on a crafty day. So I vlog throughout the day. I start the day off with a to-do list, so whether it be sewing ends for a particular project, finish or cast on a sleeve, pick up stitches for a sleeve, just little tasks to help me get closer to finishing works in progress, or even getting a make-along started, things like that. And I find it really, really useful to write the list at the start of the day and see how much I can get done in the day. Now, as I say, I've not done one for a little while, so I really could do with doing one, and I've got quite the pile of items that need ends sewing in. So not to worry, Behind the Seams will be coming back, and I am hoping to get one to you this month. So stay tuned for that. I don't have any time schedule on that just yet, but there will be one for sure. So those are my updates. So let's get started with the crafty goodness, and we're going to start with finished objects. Now, I do have a cheeky two for you, and I say cheeky because the second one you might not know is coming, but we're going to start with one that you may remember. I don't think I showed it last week, did I? But I might have shown it the week before. But anyway, I have now pretty much finished. Everything's done. I've just got to block them. That's the only thing left. I've even sewn in the ends, everybody. Can you believe it? But they are the Cedar Elm Socks. There they are. These are a beautiful pattern by Twinset and Pearl, and this was a collaboration back in 2022 with Botanical Yarn. So they did a sock club together. So Botanical Yarn dyed the yarn, and then Twinset and Pearl designed the pattern for the socks. So you got both. The pattern was emailed to you and the yarn was posted to you. So these were actually October's socks from 2022, but I finally finished them, and here they are. As I say, They're on the sock blockers, but I do need to just take them off and soak them and do the blocking goodness, and then they are completely finished. But I'm classing them as finished because it's quite, I could wear them quite happily. But yes, they are done. I do still have November and December to do, so I need to find those and put them in my stash busting kitted up bag, because they are ready to cast on. They've got the pattern, they've got the yarn, I just need to cast them on. So anyway, the lovely Cedar Elm Socks by Twin Set and Pearl, and the yarn is by Botanical Yarn. Right, this next one is from, if you haven't been watching, I have been running a series, I have just mentioned it in updates, but I have been running a series on the channel. It's new to the channel and it's my stash busting diaries series. So I basically do like vlog style, very loose, but I'm essentially trying to sort my stash out this year. I definitely want to get most of it used if I can, but I know realistic, it's not going to happen. I'm not going to get most of it used, but if I can get a decent chunk used, I'm going to be really happy. And the one I'm about to show you is actually one that I cast on as part of my stash busting journey, if you will. So, and I finished it, and here it is. This is, oh, that way around actually. This, oh, it's beautiful. This is the Opaline Cowl. It is a pattern by Avec, and it was part of their 2025 weekly advent calendar. And basically in that advent, you got the yarn, you got the pattern, which is basically everything you need, apart from the needles, of course, to make the project. And this was, which week was this? I think this might have been week 4. I can't remember, but essentially here it is, all finished. It is glorious. The pattern was so addictive, hence why it is finished. The yarn, of course, is by Avec, and it was her mohair. It's all right, I've put the yarn away, which is very, very silly of me. And it's in the colourway Poudre. And it basically used 2 of the mohair, which was held together. So you held the 2 strands together. I've even sewn in all the ends. But if I bring this up closer, you can see it is extremely fluffy, and it is knit using those 2 strands of the silk mohair. Now, if I put it on, I'm gonna have to be really careful because I've got a clip in my hair and it likes to catch on things. And I'm gonna get mohair on my lip balm. But there it is. It's beautiful. It's one of those that's, you know, fairly snug, but you could even fold it in half and have it like that. Oh, it's just beautiful. I love it so much. It's so simplistic without being simplistic, if you know what I mean. There's a bit of elevation to it, and I think it's because of the yarn, because it's fluffy, because it's delicate. It just elevates the really simplistic little pattern that's going on. And as I say, I loved it. As you can see, it flew off the needles. I couldn't put it down. It was too much fun. And there it is. It's got very small ribbing around the bottom and around the top. And as you can see, it's got very gentle lace. Very subtle, I should say, actually. Very subtle lace sections. It was beautiful. I loved it so much. And I do have mohair in my lip gloss, lip balm. So there we are. That is the Opaline Cowl by Avec. If I can, I will tag the pattern below, but I don't think she's released this one yet. I know she's released the Aurora Hood, which is another of the patterns from the Advent. So hopefully she'll be releasing this one fairly soon, because as I say, it is so much fun. You could do it with fingering weight yarn if you wanted. Ooh, that's got my little head turning now actually, because it was so much fun, and I think it would work quite nicely with fingering weight yarn. But as I say, because it's in silk mohair using those 2 strands held together, it's just so light, it's so delicate feeling, and it's just, I loved this one. As you can see, because it's all completely finished. I didn't block it, that's the only thing I haven't done, and I don't think I need to, do I? Look at it, I don't think it needs blocking, to be honest. It's going to be fine. I'm just going to wear it and enjoy it. So, cheeky finished object number 2. So, those are all the finished objects that I have for you this week. I have been working on a lot of other things. I'm just trying to make sure I've got everything around me. There's that one, and there is Ooh, that one. Okay, let me bring that over because I'm going to need that. Right, okie dokie, I have kind of organised everything. So, the first item, onto works in progress, my apologies. The first work in progress that I have been working on. Now this one, I am trying to get finished. So essentially what I'm doing is I'm focusing on my stash busting items because I'm just too excited and I have to cast them on. So in the last stash busting episode, in case you haven't seen it, I will tag it up there. It was episode 2. I had a blast doing that video. I actually chose 3 of the projects that I've kitted up stash busting, and I chose 3 of them to cast on. The Opaline Cowl was one of them, and then there's 2 more that I have to show you in cast-ons. But essentially what I'm doing is I'm trying to get them cast on so that things are, I've got some things that are fresh, which I find really exciting, and then I also reach for projects that are a bit older so that I can try and get them finished as well, because as you know, those of you who have been with me for a while, you know I have a lot of works in progress and I definitely need to get a number of them finished. I've got mohair all over my face. But anyway, we're going to continue. Yeah, I just have a lot of works in progress. So I know I need to get them down. I know I need to finish some. So this one in particular, I am making a big push to try and finish because it's been on the needles long enough. And I want to crack on with the other one that I cast on in December. So without further ado, the first work in progress that I worked on is the beautiful Jon Shawl. Here it is. Now, last week when I showed it to you, I think I just got into the decreases, so I got to here. As you can see, I'm making a really big effort to finish this one. So yeah, I was here. As you can see, I've done all of this. And if I hold it lengthways once again, you should be able to see, yeah, you could just see that. So here is probably about the middle of the shawl. And now what I am knitting is I'm actually knitting the decreases. So we are very much on the home straight and I am loving it. As you can see, the whole sewing in ends thing, I've put a pin in it for now because I just want to crack on and get it done. Although that is going to stump me because I'm going to have all these ends to sew in. So I might sit down this afternoon and sew in a couple of ends. Possibly. But I'm really proud of myself because I am making a push to get this done. Because as I say, I really want to get loads more of my stash busting items cast on, but I can't really keep casting those on until I get some works in progress down, because now the issue that I'm having is that there's loads of project bags everywhere of things that I need to actually work on and finish. So this one would be great if I could finish because, as I say, it's been on the needles long enough. It's time to finish. So yeah, a good effort, wasn't it, really, I think. So yeah, I'm going to work on that this afternoon for sure. But that is the Jon Shawl. Now, I completely forgot to tell you, Jon Shawl is by Joanna Harriet of Twinset and Pearl, and if you can see, it's got this beautiful concertina effect, and that is a result of the stitch pattern, and it's actually really intuitive. So once you get the stitch pattern in your mind, then it's quite simple to just knit and watch TV or whichever. I found it quite therapeutic to work on, actually. So I think it's a beautiful effect, and again, I don't think I'm going to block it because I don't want to lose this lovely concertina effect. Now, as you can see, it is striping, and what I am doing is I'm using a main 100-gram skein of yarn. Let me grab it. So this is Do You Think You Saw Us by Bird Street Yarn. That's my main colourway. And then I am holding, well, not holding because they're separate, they're striped. I am then using 5 different, is that right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 5 different colours. They are 20-gram minis, 5 20-gram minis that are being striped alongside this colour. And essentially, I'm not going to grab them out because I always get in a right state when I pull them all out and then there's yarn everywhere and then I'm always in regret. But essentially, these 20-gram minis, I'll grab one, I tell you, I'll grab one. This one. Right, so 20-gram minis, I am vastly running out of yarn. I'm quite nervous, but there are 5 of them and they are the colours that are on the shawl. But essentially what they are the breakaway colours that are used to dye the main 100-gram skein of yarn. It was a club that Bird Street Yarn did a little while ago, I believe it was called Reimagined. Was it Reimagined? I think that's what it was called. So yeah, the colours, if I hold them up here, you can see. So here's this one. You can see that one there. And then if you keep going down, you've got this paler green, then you've got yellow, you've got a dark pink, and then a pale pink. And it just looks really good. It looks so good. You could definitely do this with leftovers. You could have a main 100-gram skein of yarn and then just stripe in leftovers. I think that would be actually really nice. I was very tempted at one point to use a grey and then stripe in the 20-gram minis that I had. But then I thought, you know what? No, I'm going to do it as intended. So I did, and I'm really pleased that I have, because the effect is fantastic. It looks so good. But yes, fantastic project. I do highly recommend this one. But as I say, I'm just really keen to get it off the needles now, because I want to wear it for one, and for two, I'd like to finish it. I want it finished. I think enough's enough. It's about time. So that is the beautiful Jon Shawl. Let me put that in there. Okay, so, oh gosh, there's yarn. Okay, the next one is another one. This one is a fairly recent, no, it's not fairly recent, it is very recent. A very recent cast on. And I cast this on because was it December? I think it was December. I made a purchase with Toft. So this is a Toft pattern. I made a purchase with Toft for their old version of Amethyst. So it's this colourway. So it's Amethyst by Toft DK weight yarn, and this is their old version. They have since re-released the colour, and it's a deeper, more plum style of purple than this. This is a really bright kind of, what would you call this? Kind of, I was about to say royal, but that's blue, isn't it? Royal blue. But yeah, it's a very bright purple, which is glorious. They were selling it off 50% off, so I bought enough to make a jumper, because I have never made a jumper pattern by Toft, and I thought it's about time. And I have used I've used stash as well for the colourwork yoke. So without further ado, you have seen this before, but giving a bit of a build-up, because why not? But here it is. This is the Dovecote Jumper by Toft, and it's using Toft's DK yarn. As I say, this colourway is the Amethyst, the old version of Amethyst, and then this colourwork that's along the yoke is using cream, that's the white, and then shale is the grey. So that is the colourwork and the yarns that I have been using. Now, I have made some amendments to this pattern. The first one being, I actually put short rows in the back just before the colourwork. It took me ages to figure out where to put them, but it has worked, and it has brought the front of the sweater down just slightly, because I do like to have, I don't like sweaters to sit too high on my neck. I don't like them to be up here. I prefer, I mean, yeah, it's hard to explain, but I think you know what I'm trying to explain here. I don't like it when it cuts across the front of my neck. I do like a bit of room. So that's why I put the short row shaping in, because it wasn't in the pattern. The other thing I have done is I have cast on some stitches for the underarm, just to give my underarms a little bit more room. Now, I am sure the pattern would have been fine. I have tried it on and it fits fine. Obviously, I have put in a provision for that extra room. I'm assuming that's not going to come back to bite me, but we're going okay. It's okay. The body might be a bit big, but you know, it's fine. I went into this fully expecting to have to frog. So I won't be upset if I do have to frog. I think if I do have to frog, because I'm happy with the neck has worked. The only frogging I would need to do is back to the yoke, so I could carry on from the yoke basically. So I would just pick up the stitches here under where the colourwork finishes, rip out the rest if it doesn't fit right, and then I can try again essentially. But I'm really happy with that so far. As I say, still don't fully know how this is going to go, but the body is well underway. Where is my marker actually? Oh, here it is. I haven't done that much since you last saw it. On the body, that is. But you may have noticed a sleeve is underway. Now, I think I did mention this last week, that I was going to pick up and start knitting a sleeve. As you can see, I have started. And I think that's going to really help me kind of get an idea of how the sweater or the jumper is shaping up. I haven't blocked it yet, so not quite sure, but at least it's well underway. I've got a sleeve on. I can get a better idea as to how the fit is working. Really do need to block it though and just make sure that it's not going to grow too much. But that is the beautiful Dovecote Jumper by Toft. Still underway, still, you know, plodding along slowly. But the nice thing about this is I don't have to pick up and knit in a collar because the collar's already there. As I say, top to the bottom of the yoke, perfect. So happy with it. It's just the sleeves and the body, which is so simple because it's just knitting in the round until it gets as long as you need, and then it's ribbing. So yeah, it shouldn't be too arduous to finish. But as I say, it's just sitting and knitting now. So it's bedtime knitting. But I've been rather tired lately, so I haven't really been doing that much knitting in bed. But that is the beautiful Dovecote Jumper by Toft. Now, this next one and the final work in progress that I have to show you is one that I haven't picked up in a long time. So I'm really pleased that I picked it up because actually I'm really close to finishing it. So if I can really push, I might actually get this finished next week. No promises, but maybe, you never know. Right, but this one, I got re-inspired to pick it up again because, I mean, it's in this bag. This is a bag that I made. I can't remember the pattern. If I can find the pattern, I will link it below. This is a sewing pattern. It's a really lovely pattern. And the fabric was from out of a So Hayley Jane box. And it's, as you can see, Starry Night inspired. It's lovely. Yeah, I really like it. So that is this one. But yes, as you can see, it's a massive bag. It doesn't need to be that big for what's in there. So I might actually, I've got another project I'm going to show you in a moment. And then once I've finished this project I'm about to show you, I could then migrate that project into this bag and use this bag for that project. I think that's going to be a much better use of this bag. So anyway, back to the actual project. So I was inspired to pick this back up thanks to the lovely Jo at Hooked and Happy podcast. I will tag her channel below. She has recently started hers and it re-inspired me to dig mine out, have a look at it, see where it was, and then realise, oh, I'm actually really close to finishing this. So what am I playing at? So without further ado, here is my lovely, oh, it's massive, isn't it? Come back a bit. This is the Flat Iron Shawl by Tony Lipsy, the wonderful Tony Lipsy. And as you can see, it's huge. So as you can imagine, it's really close to being finished. All I have left to do is use as much of this as I can. And then there's a picot edging. I haven't decided what I'm doing for the picot edging just yet. I think, is it a picot edging? There's a very, oh, is this it? Nope, that's the, oh, don't lose that. That is the Jon Shawl pattern. Here we go, here we go. Right, okay, so there is a, bear with. I'm half prepared, half not. You can't really see it on that. Oh, you can here. Right, okay. So on the edge, you can see there's an orange sort of very lovely edging to the shawl, which I really want to do. So I need to read the pattern and see how much yarn I need for that edging. And as you all know, I've messed that pattern up. Never mind. I'll sort it out in a minute. As you all know, I have a big stash of minis, 20-gram minis. So I can very, very easily find a mini that will complement or contrast on this shawl, and I could use that as the edging for the final bit. 20 grams should be enough, I'd imagine. As I say, I will read the pattern and just double check that she says you can get it out of 20 grams because, as I say, it's a bit big. So we'll see. But I have, you know, now that I've picked it back up again, I am really enjoying it. And I will quickly show you, it's the wrong way around. I will quickly show you. So that is where I was the last time I showed you. As you can see, I've not done a massive amount, but the stitch is so small because it's fingering weight yarn. It's a really small stitch, so it takes ages to do a row. So I'm really pleased that I've done that amount because, as I say, prior to this, it's been a long time since I picked this project up. So over the moon. So the yarn that I'm using, let me find what I've done with it. Here we go. So essentially what the pattern is, you have 300-gram skeins of yarn which you fade together. So here are mine. So I started with this one. As you can see, these two in particular don't really look like there's a lot between them, and there isn't, there's not. This one is just a fraction darker than this one, and then this one is obviously a big jump, and they look so good together. But let me find what I've done with the label. I thought I'd put it in here. Have I left it on the table? Oh goodness, what have I done with that? Hold on, there's so many pockets in this thing. Right, that's a crochet hook. It's definitely not that. Okay, hold on. No, I don't think it's in here, but I can remember off the top of my head, I found it. I thought I brought it here. So the yarn that I am using is by the wonderful Lockwood Fibres. Beautiful, beautiful yarns. And the first colour that I used was this one, and it's called Wisteria Lilac. Now, these, ow, that really hurt. It's a bit dramatic, but it did hurt. These I bought a long time ago, so I'm not sure if Emily actually does still dye these colourways, but I will tell you what they are anyway, just in case. They are all fingering weight. They are 75% superwash merino and 25% nylon. The lighter colour, so this is the colour that I started with, is called Wisteria Lilac. That's that one. Then the next colour, so the one that I faded from this one into was this one, which is the slightly darker version. And this one is Wisteria Purple. That's that one. And then finally, the one I'm currently using now, which is this much darker colour, is called Nightshade. There you are. So those are the yarns that I'm using for this, and I have been loving it. I think they really do go really well together. If I hold this back, you can actually see, if I can hold it here, you can see this is the Wisteria Lilac, and then it starts fading about here into Wisteria Purple. So you can very, very subtly see that there is a difference between those two, but you can definitely see the dramatic difference between Wisteria Purple and Nightshade. I think it's beautiful. I am over the moon, as I say, with it. So I just need to find a colour for the bottom of the shawl for when I get there. That's the only other thing that I need to do. But yeah, I'm really happy that I've picked that up because, as I say, that project, I was quite surprised. If I hold these two up, you can see I am really close, and crochet works together really, really fast. So I'm really close to finishing. So what am I playing at? Let's get it done at long last. Yes, I'm really happy that I picked that up. I was about to say I don't know what possessed me to pick it up, but no, I do. I've just told you. Jo, the lovely Jo, Hooked and Happy, she inspired me. So thank you, Jo, because it's about time I get that project finished, really. It's a bit ridiculous how long it's been on my hook. Right, okay, so those are all the works in progress that I've been working on, but I have cast on a number of projects. I've got fluff on my nose once again, but I have cast on some projects. And is this the first one? Yes, it is. Oh, brilliant. So, as I said earlier, I did cast on some projects following my second episode of my Stash Busting Diaries series. And the first one, as I said, was this lovely Opaline Cowl. As you can see, it is finished. Fantastic. The second one that I picked up and cast on following that series was another Sophie shawl. And as you can see, here it is. And it's come fair distance. I'm almost halfway basically on it. So this one is for me. The other one was as well, the one I made last week. But this one is for me. It's using some beautiful sparkly yarn. You can just see the sparkle there. It's lovely. And it is this beautiful skein of yarn. What have I done with the ball band? Hold on. I'm having issues with ball bands today. Right, it is by the wonderful Beth at Beehive Yarns. And this colourway is called Tarte Lavande. I don't know if she has any more of this. This might have been for the, like a special period. It might have been Christmas period, or I'm not sure. But essentially, I bought this for me. Well, I bought both of them for me, but this one, I say both of them because I'm looking at this one as well, which is called Pavlova. There we go. This one is going to be for a friend of mine, but I'm making mine first so that I can get an idea of the size, because I'm going to make the large size again. But this time I'm not going to make any amendments. I'm just going to make the large size as it is in the pattern, and then I will let my friend have a look at it, try it on, see what she thinks, and then she can decide how big she wants hers. So this will then be for her. But yes, anyway, here it is. It is the Sophie Scarf by Petite Knit, and I mean, what can you say? It's just such a fun project, really therapeutic. Once you've got the idea of it in your mind, you don't really need the pattern because it's just intuitive. All you need is a clicker. These are what I call clickers. They're row counters. So very, very simple row counter. I call them clickers because the ones that I have usually click. I'm not going to do it because obviously I've got it on a particular number and I need it on there. But yeah, just sit there with your clicker and click away. And then there you go. End up with a really nice little scarf. So there you go. Oh, sorry, there's a marker in here. The marker's only there just for me. Oh, because I had a session on it last night and I just wanted to see how far I got. Now that obviously I've shown yourselves, I can move the marker and then the marker will be there for yourselves rather than just me. But yeah, as you can see, I mean, I had a session on it last night and yeah, quite a lot done. But there you go. So that is a Sophie scarf that I cast on, and this is using stash. So part of my stash busting. So pleased. Oh, it's going so well. And I've said this before, but I'm so happy and also humbled, I think, by how amazing the response has been to those videos. I have so much fun filming them. It's really working for me at the minute. And it just, yeah, I'm really happy. It's really good. It's really, really helping me. Right, on to the next one, which is also a stash busting project. So this was another one that I'd kitted up. That one I kitted up on episode 2. This one I'd already kitted up, so I just pulled it out the bag to get on with. Now, this one, the plan has changed a little bit because, how about I just grab it? I mean, there's not a lot to it and I'll explain why in a moment. That's not the actual yarn. I need that. Right, so this is, believe it or not, a Hexi cardigan. So if I fold that, you can see it's the start of a Hexi cardigan. At the minute, it's tiny. So obviously this will be the underarm piece here. Now, I have started it, as I say, as you can see, but I've paused because I am using this pattern. So I was originally going to be using the, is it Horizon cardigan? It was the one that I got from Hobby. Oh, here it is, or Hobby. Here we go. It was this one. So, yeah, Horizon cardigan by Crafty Maz Designs. I was originally going to use this pattern. Now, there's nothing wrong with this pattern. I actually haven't read the pattern, so it's probably very similar to the pattern I'm about to show you. However, I did mention in the episode 2 of the Stash Busting Diaries video that I was going to check out Tony Lipsy's video on her Hexi cardigan, because Tony Lipsy, if you've not seen, I imagine all of you know who Tony Lipsy is, but if you don't, obviously I will have her channel tagged below. I will also tag this video in oh, can I tag it up here? If I can tag the video up here, I will. It is brilliant, as I'm sure you can imagine. And essentially, I got the pattern. Here it is. So the pattern that Tony takes you through in that video tutorial, it is her Hexagranny cardigan. Again, Tony Lipsy, absolute genius. She is fantastic. So again, if you haven't checked her out before, please check in the description below and go and check her out. She's wonderful. I decided to use this one for the Hexi cardigan that I'm going to make. Now, what I did do, this pattern is fantastic. It goes through sizing, it goes through how to measure things. It's brilliant. It is so good. And it gives you ideas for using 3 different weights of yarn. You've got your DK, you've got your worsted, and you've got your bulky. Gives you an idea of grammage for the bust size that you're going for. Now, that's where I kind of paused because I was like, Oh, now I only have, well, I say only, I have 4 100-gram skeins of yarn. Now, for those of you who have made a Hexi cardigan before, I'm not sure. I in my head, bear in mind, I don't make that many crochet garments. In fact, I've only ever made one, and that was using different yarn to this kind of yarn. So I am a complete novice when it comes to getting an idea of how many grams I'll need to make something like this when it comes to crochet. So I obviously had no idea. So according to this, DK grams in this graph, in this chart, sorry, it does say, oh goodness, oh yes, quantities are overestimated to account for your individual gauge and reasonable adjustments to dimensions in the pattern. So again, she gives you all the instructions on how to measure yourself to get yourself to where you want to be. Now, as I started looking at it, for the extra small to the small size, DK weight, so I'm holding fingering weight double to get my DK weight, she recommends 500 grams. Now, I don't have 500 grams. I have 400 grams here. So that got me thinking. I didn't even check this other pattern actually, because I think I might have had this thought before. 100 grams. What does it say? Measurements, length. Oh, it doesn't recommend. Oh no, maybe it does. Anyway, we're completely diverting here. So 500 grams, I've got 400 grams. For the medium to large, it's 700 grams. Again, I've got 400 grams. So I technically don't have enough yarn if I am going by this. Now, as I say, massive preface in there that Tony has mentioned that quantities are overestimated. And I get that because, you know, you want to make sure you've got enough yarn. Everyone's tension is different. I'm not doing a gauge swatch because to me, this is going to be quite a quick project. So to me, the project is the gauge swatch. That's not the idea, but I feel like it's going to be an experiment anyway. And I don't mind ripping back. It's perfectly fine. Got no problems with that. So I have a feeling I'm going to be ripping back anyway because I just don't know when I'm going to be changing the colours. But anyway, all that being said, I have four 100-gram skeins of yarn. Here they are. Let me grab them. They are beautiful, obviously. Oh my gosh. There is yarn everywhere because I've not looked after these balls. But there we are. Those are the yarns that I'm using. They are sparkly. They are by Wildflower Yarns. They were a mystery bag, so I don't know the names of the colourways. But here they are. Beautiful. I have started, as you've just seen. However, I have paused. And the reason I paused, again, is because I don't think I have enough yarn. So I did go on to Wildflower. I know it's not the idea of stash busting is to go on and buy more yarn, but I have bought 2 more skeins just to make sure that I have enough because I know that I want to use these yarns for this project. If I don't have enough yarn to make this project using these, then I don't know where I'm going to pull yarn from. Yeah, I just don't know where else I'm going to grab the yarn from. So I have ordered 2 more skeins of yarn, similar colours that are pasteled, and they are, I think I bought a sparkle base. I hope I bought a sparkle base. That'd be a massive mistake if I haven't. But anyway, so 2 more yarn, two more skeins. Oh my goodness. I'm having issues talking today, aren't I? 2 more skeins of yarn will be on their way. I believe they're dyed to order, so they're not going to be here until probably about the end of the month. Again, not an issue. I knew that going in, that's fine. But I have paused for now. But these are the colours. They are beautiful and they are Wildflower Yarns. Again, I will tag her shop below. But pop those back in there. All that to say, I have cast on, but I've currently paused because I think the next colour from this one is going to be one of the ones that I've ordered. So I just need that to arrive and then I can get cracking because, as I say, I don't think this is going to take me too long. If I can at least get 1/2 done, I can block it and try it on and see, oh, how does this feel? Am I happy? Where do I want adjustments and things like that? Do I want something down the back? Do I want to have balloon sleeves? I don't know. So that is going to have to be addressed once the yarn has arrived, but just wanted to show you that because, as I say, it is a cast on, it is on the hook, sorry, it is on the hook, but yes, currently paused. That's fine, I don't mind, it's all good. I am loving doing this though because as I say, I've never made a Hexi cardigan before. I've always wanted to, but I just didn't know where to start. And I think that's half the issue, isn't it? I just didn't know where to start. And I think once I've got an idea of a blueprint, I can just get going, which is great. And now that I've done that little bit, I've got a better idea. But I think especially with something that's new, although I have a vague idea of how it works, I think having a pattern there as kind of a guidance, especially with Tony Lips's video to go along with the pattern as well, it just means that if I have any questions, I can refer to the video, I can refer to the pattern, and also, especially with Tony's pattern, which is brilliant, is that I can then see the grammage, I can then see the measurements, how you get the measurements, and all of this. It just makes the process a little bit smoother, I think. Well, more smooth if you actually had all the yarn that you needed, but never mind. Right, those are all of my cast-ons this week. I do have a couple of acquisitions for you. I think that has been something it has in every single section this week. That's a first, possibly. Anyway, I do have some very, very lovely happy mail. Can I hold this up? I can. The first one is here, and I'm very excited to show you this. So, in here is the lovely Blind Date with a Skein by James Makes Yarn. Now, I've never bought from James before. I've always wanted to, and when he announced that he was doing this, the Blind Date with a Skein, I thought that is such a fantastic concept, and I would love to at least get one of them and just have some of his yarn because it's glorious, and this one is, it really is. So I'm going to hold up the box because it's just beautiful. There you are. As you can see, the yarn is a stunner. So in the box there are some lovely stickers, so let the good times roll, and then there's this lovely tea and books. Perfect. That's me all over, really. And then there was a tea bag. This tea bag sounds delicious. Oh, white tea is beautiful. And tropical fruits. Oh my goodness, I'm going to drink this afternoon for sure. And then, of course, the yarn. Here it is. How gorgeous is that? I took a photo for some friends the other day, and it did not come out as glorious as it is here because the pink just didn't pick up properly. But that is stunning, isn't it? Really, really lovely. I've no idea what I'm going to use it for yet, but there is James's label, James Makes Yarn. And then it is 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon. Obviously I went for fingering weight because that is me. The colourway is called Roller Disco. Once more, it is beautiful, isn't it? So I'm really happy with that. I am on the fence as to whether or not to get next month. I really want to, but I think because I'm trying to stash down, I really could do with stopping buying skeins of yarn in that I don't know what I'm going to do with. I did say that I'm going to have a more intentional year, and I have been really, really good lately. So I think I will have to pause at this one. It is stunning, and I'm so happy to have it, but I need to stick with just the one club, and I know exactly what's happening with this club. So that is the Blind Date with a Skein by James Makes Yarn. Beautiful, beautiful. Right, now the other acquisition is another skein of yarn. Kind of, yeah, it's a sock set. So this is the one that I pre-ordered, was it December? Possibly December. It is Skein and Stitch, and it is the Jane Austen yarn. Now this one I am going to get for the year because I'm going to add it to my Hexi blanket. So for those who have been with me a little while, you'll know that I have been working on a Hexi blanket. I've been using the yarns from Beth. Oh, hang on. Is this it? That would be amazing. It is. Oh my goodness. How exciting. Right, I'm going to show you. So I have been working on this, which is the beautiful Hexi blanket. I have been enjoying this so much, and I've not added in the next colours. They are just there. So all of these colours are from Beth at Beehive Yarns, and these were her yarn and book boxes, apart from this one, I think. This one and this one. These, I think those were the ones. These were from the 2024 Advent calendar, which was her bookish Advent. So the rest are all from the yarn and book boxes, and this is what I wanted to make with them. Obviously there are loads of leftovers from them, so it might be a case of I duplicate them. I don't know. I haven't decided what I'm doing with the leftovers yet, but I love this so much. It's beautiful. So because the last yarn and book box was the one that I showed you last week, Beth has finished doing those now. I then thought, as soon as I saw this Skein and the Stitch Jane Austen Club start, I thought, oh, I can add those in to this as well. So that is my plan. I will finish off with the rest of the yarn and book boxes. I do have some here. Again, these are beehive yarns, and then I've got another set upstairs to wind up and also add in. So that's 6 hexes that I need to add in. And then I can start adding in the Skein and the Stitch Jane Austen Club. So are you ready for this? It's beautiful. Oh, wait, no, it's not a surprise, is it? Because she released the colourways, so it's not a surprise. But here it is, Skein and the Stitch. I've never ordered from Skein and the Stitch before, so I'm really happy to again have yarn from another new to me yarn dyer. This one is called Commanded Her Countenance. It is a sock set. It's 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon, 100 grams, plus a 20 gram mini. Yes, that's correct. And yeah, it's beautiful, isn't it? Really, really lovely. So I'm quite excited to get caught up on my Hexi blanket and then wind these up and put those in as well. That's going to be really lovely. So this is a monthly club, and as I say, this is the format that I have ordered. I have signed up for a rolling subscription, so every month the money's taken and then the yarn comes in. The next one is due at the end of February, so this one and the next one are Sense and Sensibility. I can't remember what the next one is. I don't know if she's announced the next one. She might have announced them all actually. I can't remember what the next one is, but yes, this is Sense and Sensibility, and as I say, the next one in the end of this month will also be Sense and Sensibility. But really happy that is here and it's beautiful. So really looking forward to getting that skeined up, caked up. And in my Hexi blanket, oh, I've got a lot of work to do. But yes, let me just quickly hold these up. Oh, so pleased. So pleased with those. Yeah. Right, okay, now, that is everything for today. How am I doing? Oh, it's not too bad. I knew it would be a long one though. There's just a lot to show you. I am feeling very excited about everything, and I think it's because I am picking up projects that are older, trying to get those finished, like the flat iron shawl. Really happy to have picked that up and actually think, that's pretty close. I reckon I can get that done. So that's going to be great. And I also love that when I get the itch to cast something on, I now just reach for that stash busting bag and grab a project out of there because they're all ready to go. I just got to pick them up and I'm really excited to get them cast on. So yeah, as I say, I don't know when the next episode is going to be, but I feel like it's going to be sooner than later because I just want to keep filming for that series. But first, must do a behind the scenes. Right, okay. I am going to leave that there because it has been quite a long episode. There's been a lot going on in it and I could do with a drink. So thank you so much for watching. As always, it really does mean the absolute world to me. Hope you have a fantastic rest of the day. Hope you have a fantastic weekend as well. And I look forward to seeing you in my next video.